This youth generation, Deon Price, life skills through sports. This message talks about your need to be consistent in your attendance. As a middle schooler, I was a pretty good athlete. Basketball was my sport of choice. I was selected to be part of a traveling team. It was kind of like the AAU as you would have it today. Eighth grade, going into the ninth grade, some of the best athletes in this area of Southern California. As time progressed, I also, unfortunately, gathered a little arrogance along the way. Couldn't tell me nothing. I thought I was all that. And so we had a practice before this game tournament and over the weekend. So me being the guy that I thought I was, I said, I ain't going to practice. I'm skipping practice. I told everybody this big tournament was coming up against this crosstown team, and my team was rivaled against theirs, so I'm inviting people to the game. So I just decided to skip practice because I was a man, of course. So I didn't go to practice, went downtown, hung out a little while, and then showed up to the game the next morning. I had started every game throughout that little tournament schedule or season. So coach looked at me, pointed all of us, eight or nine players, pointed right over me. So I wasn't starting. I'm like, what is he doing? People at the game I'd invited, and I'm not starting, so I'm like, this is going on. I'm embarrassed. So I said, I know what he's going to do. He's going to sit me out, teach me a lesson for missing practice, and he's going to put me in. And this was the championship game. This tournament had progressed. He's not playing me the whole half. And we're down by 6, 7, 8 points. So second half ends, and I'm like, okay, I know he's going to play me. This is a championship game. We're not going to lose this game. This is it. So second half starts. I'm still sitting. Now I'm like, what the hell is this dude doing? We know we can win this game. If I get in this game, we're down by 5 points. I can, I'm producing. So he sat me out the whole third quarter. I'm like, is he going to put me in the last quarter so I can come back and win it? I'm cool with that. The people I invited to the game are looking at me, pointing at me. Invited to the game. He's sitting his behind on the bench. I'm looking pretty bad. So I'm hating my coach. I'm wishing to hate on him. I'm thinking about putting sugar in his tank. I'm all over the place. We end up going to the end of that game, and I'm hot as fish grease, sitting there pissed off, red-faced. We end up losing that game by 5 points. Remember, I was averaging, clearly, documented, averaging at least between 10 and 15 points a game, 6, 7 steals, a few like 8 or 9 assists. That means I'm responsible for at least 20, 30 points. To this day, we would have won that game. That coach sacrificed that game, lost the game, championship game. And believe it or not, people still talk about that because some of these people end up being Division I college players and pro players, still brag about that team, those two rival teams. And I sat out that game. But do you know, when I sat in that man's car, he specifically made me go home with him and sit right in the front seat when we drove home. I'm hot, I'm teary-eyed, I'm pissed off, I'm crying. I didn't even want to say nothing to this dude. But he looked at me and said, you know what, Mr. Price, do you know why you didn't play? Because you think you bigger than the game. And he knew it. He knew I was getting arrogant. He knew I was getting big-headed. And he sat my butt out and taught me a lesson. He basically sacrificed the win of a game just to teach me a lesson. And do you know, at 8th grade, when that occurred, all through the rest of middle school and all through high school, do you know I never missed a practice? I never missed a game. I never missed even school. It affected me that bad, all through even college, even today. I don't miss work. That man taught me a lesson that I will always show up. The message is this: no matter how good you think you are, you still take your butt to practice. No matter how smart you think you are, you still take your butt to class. One of the biggest issues with people is consistency. Show up. Be a man of your word or a woman of your word. Be consistent. Let people know they can count on you. That little did he know, that man taught me a lesson that I carry with me today, and I have the greatest attendance in school and at work. I never miss work. I never miss anything because I'm afraid I'm going to miss something that's going to affect me. Now, I don't even know who this coach is. I know his name was Coach Mike. But if I could meet him today, I would thank him and shake his hand because he made me a better person, a better man, and a more dependable individual because he sacrificed a competitive game to teach this young man a lesson. This youth generation, Deon Price. Life skills through sports.